As long as greed is stronger than compassion, there will always be suffering. This is the quote by Rusty Eric that has a connection in the myth of King Midas and his golden hand. King Midas is greedy for wealth and unsatisfied with what he currently has, that he had to suffer as a result of his own greed. Hello, my name is Rainier Josef Junsay from 1A1, a BS and English major student. Greed is a feeling of pleasure for King Midas. With an even hand, he ruled the ancient kingdom of Bulgaria. This king is selfish and greedy as far as I can tell. He's apathetic about what other people are going through as long as he is in a great form or has his wealth. With his wealth, he has been indulging himself and his daughter. He will do anything to stay above from the others. This myth has a lot to say about being selfish, greedy, and unsatisfied. This myth will teach us to be content with what we have and learn from our mistakes. I do believe that greed is not bad as long as it's not something we prioritize. It is okay to desire for more as long as it will lead us to be better. Because with too much greed in ourselves, it will lead to suffering. Just like what happened to King Midas in the myth, where he wanted more of a gold, and when he was granted for a wish that anything he touches turns into gold. It was fun at first, but when he touched his own meal and sat in his bed, it turned to gold. Worst of all, when he touches his own daughter, she turns into gold. His greed becomes his suffering, and his selfishness harms his own family. Too much greed only gives us a short-time satisfaction and happiness. The happiness that it may cause don't last for a long time, and the end of too much greed leads to suffering. For people, it is normal to desire for more and be more because we all wanted to be successful, and it is something that fills our satisfaction in life. But it is wrong when we started to look down on people. We started to be selfish and we started to step down on people because of the wealth that we have. That is the effect of having too much greed. They say that too much is bad, which I believe is correct. One thing also that this myth also teaches us is to learn from our mistakes. King Midas didn't learn on his first mistake about asking and desiring for more gold, and make the second mistake that made his life more miserable. His ear got bigger because of his foolish decision. That this happening made this gossip about him started. It is normal for people to commit mistakes because no one's perfect. The one thing that is not normal is when we not learn from our mistakes and commit another mistake that is worse from the another one. We done our mistakes to learn and teaches us a lesson, and we must absorb that lesson. There's a saying that don't commit the same mistake twice. Because if we are wise enough, we are not going to make the same mistake that we done before. Because we already learned from that mistake. So that is the lesson that I learned from this myth, which is learning from our mistakes. Being contented and learning from our mistake is a two main lesson that this myth teaches us. Too much greed will lead to so much suffering. We must learn to be contented on what we have, but there is also nothing wrong to desire and ask for more to satisfy our greed, as long as we know our limitations, and learning from the mistakes we have done. Mistakes are there to teach us a lesson, and we must observe that lesson in order to learn. We must also remember that committing mistake is normal, but not normal is not learning from the mistakes we have done. This is the lesson that I have learned in the myth of King Midas and his golden hand. There's still a lot of good and best myth that we must read or watch because somehow they are created to teach us a lesson that we can apply in our real life. As long as greed is stronger than compassion, there will always be suffering. This is the quote by Rusty Eric that has a connection in the myth of King Midas in his golden hand. Again, this is Rainier Josef Junsay from 1A1, a BS and English major student. Thank you.